Well, hello there, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Soda Review Podcast. I am your host, Julian, and I long for a simpler time. On today's episode, we are going to be trying something a little unorthodox, perhaps one might say, when they think of a premium crafted bottled soda, but I'm always willing to think outside the box, take a stroll off the beaten path, and perhaps spend a little time wriggling outside of my comfort zone. That's right, folks. On today's episode, we will be sampling Canadian Maple Syrup Soda. That's right, in honor of World Canada Day, which, now that I say it, I'm not sure if that's even a real thing. We will be trying what appears to be a soda of Canadian origin, modeled on the flavor of Canada's #1 export, and in fact, what their economy is squarely based on, maple syrup. Now, if we look at the label, it's a pretty simple paper label. It sort of has a white backdrop with a maple tree kind of grayed in behind an incredibly large and forefront predominant red Canadian maple leaf icon. At the top here, it says premium crafted, and it also denotes that this is made using pure cane sugar. And it is, in fact, coming at us courtesy of Rocket Fizz, Soda Pop, and Candy Shop, which, if you remember from a couple of episodes back, brought us the coveted Chumley Root Beer. Now, it looks here like it is the intellectual property of and also bottled by Rocket Fizz, which is based in Nevada. So I don't think this is actually from Canada, which is mildly disappointing. But hey, you win some, you lose some. Looking at the ingredients list, we have carbonated artesian spring water, pure cane sugar, citric acid, caramel color, natural flavor, and it is flash pasteurized for stability and safety, which of course means no sodium benzoate. And I'm all right with that, I guess. What I'm not all right with is just the plain faded gold-colored bottle cap, lacking the usual Rocket Fizz flair with the little lad riding atop a rocket ship, but sometimes you just can't win them all. So with all of that being said, I'm going to go ahead and grab my trusty pop-the-top bottle opener, and we're going to crack into this son of a gun. Yes, sir. Love it. That was a fantastic, picturesque pop. Cap goes flying with reckless abandon. We get an offshoot of the fizzy mist, not only reaching the brim of the bottle, but in fact geysering past the stratosphere of the bottle and into the open space around it. It's a dark brown bottle, so I wasn't able to see if there was a cascading fizz, but I would venture to guess that that was in fact the case. So hey, you know what? Let's cut the chicanery and go ahead and dive in. So Canadian maple syrup soda, bottoms up. Boy, howdy. Yes, sir. That is in fact rather similar, if not completely identical to what I would expect one would sample while just drinking a bottle of maple syrup. There is the mild carbonated aspect to it, but boy howdy, does that just taste like maple syrup, and pardon my French, but rather disgustingly so. That I guess I didn't. What did I expect? Right? I mean, it says on the bottle that it's a Canadian style maple syrup soda. So in fact, one would be hard pressed not to assume that in conjunction with the labeling, the soda inside of the bottle would in fact bear resemblance to the claim. And in fact, this soda does. And I don't like it. I am going to go in for one more round, as is dictated by the Soda Podcast Oath. that I took many years ago. But I'm not anticipating my verdict will change in the slightest. So I'm going to go in for one more round, and then we're going to settle up. Ah, boy, that is a maple syrup soda right there, for better or for worse. Although, in my opinion, entirely for the worse. But if you like maple syrup, if you're one of those people who really douses a pancake or a waffle in the syrup, this is probably a beverage to your liking. I am not one of those people, and as a result, I find this quite unpleasant, which is unfortunate. I never like to say that about a soda, but so I think that's going to draw this to a conclusion. I'd like to thank you all once again for joining me on another episode of the Soda Review Podcast. I have been your host, Julian, signing off.